Every time I'm pregnant, the prenatals don't work. Spending $100 a month in the hospital is actually diabolical. I don't really want to do inducing, like, I don't want to do all of that. When she pulled that thing out, oh my God, it felt like I went into labor twice. Like, just push, and that's when you guys started hearing her say, harder! What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Rocky, and I'm back again with another video. For those who are new, hi, my name is Rocky, and for those who aren't new, welcome back. Is the heart of a woman. So today in this video, we are going to be doing, as you guys can tell by that title, we're going to be doing a story time. I don't know how long I'm going to have this video going on for, because every time I try to start this video, my storage fucks up. I have baby boy in my hand, the twins are over there watching their TV, and yeah, so basically, I had Papa at 38 weeks, and from 30 weeks and on, no, I'm going to say around 27 weeks and on, he was weighing a bit low. So they had me go into the hospital every single week for a non-stress test and a ultrasound to see if he would be growing. Mind you, the prenatals that I was taking wasn't settling on my stomach, so it was harder for me to take prenatals, because every time I'm pregnant, the prenatals don't work for me. Like, it makes me very sick. So that's why I ended up just like not taking them. Why? So it was hard for me, but at the end of the day, he's still here, right? So as weeks went by, every single week it was something different. It was, yeah, this week he grew a bit, and then next week, oh, he lost a bit. Then next week he grew a bit, then next week he lost a bit. Then there was a 2-week period where I didn't end up going to the hospital. I took a break because spending $100 a month in the hospital is actually diabolical. Mind you, he caught a cold. So if you guys heard that, he did catch a little cold from the twins when he got home. Hey, he's a month tomorrow. It was a month on Sunday, but an actual month on the 7th. I had him December 7th of 2025. Yeah, they just gave me the runaround. And then my OB was like, you know what? Let's just induce you. Because the week before, we were talking about inducing, but I was scared because I'm like, I don't really want to do inducing. Like, I don't want to do all of that. I was so scared because I don't know. It was my first vaginal birth with the twins. I had a C-section, right? So I was just a bit nervous. Do you want Nana? Nana? Okay, 2 weeks before that decision, his fluids were running low. So there was barely any fluids running through the umbilical cord for him to get anything. So that's what scared the doctors a bit more. But it was on the normal of, she said something about it was normal, but it was on the lower level of normal. So they said it was still okay, still watchable, but you know, they just kept sending me home. And it's like, bro, you guys can't keep sending me home. And I have kids, like, you know what I'm saying? And like more times I had to take my sister out of school to come with me, to stay with my twins, to watch them at the hospital while I would do my ultrasound and stuff like that. It was a chaotic period of time, trust me. Moving forward, she ended up inducing it, let's say the Friday. I started a process, but I didn't even know that induction was a 1 second. I didn't even know that it was a long process like this, and that I had to go home and everything to let the labor start and all of those things. Like, it was just a lot. So Friday came, and it was Friday, December 5th. I got induced. Would you like to say hello? So I went to the hospital on the Friday after she induced me and everything. After she put the request in to do everything, they called me, and the induction wasn't bad. I had the 2 balloons, so it was like a little pinch. So she poked a hole. She used this long thing. I guess I can put like a little picture right here to show you what it kind of looks like. It's this long tube that she put up there, and she used some fluids to blow up the balloon on top of my cervix so that it can open it like punctured a little hole into my cervix to start the process, and the balloon at the top, and then she filled up the balloon at the bottom. So that wasn't as bad. I guess it's just because I was having a lot of like pelvic pain and everything like that. I was having a lot of pain, back pain, pelvic pain, ligament pain, like all of those pains, like it was just a lot. So, oh my God, you guys broke the glasses. Like I want to say it was like a 4 out of 10 for that type of tolerance. Like it really just depends on your body if you can handle the pain tolerance. But the nurses told me like if I can handle that, I can definitely handle labor and contractions and all of those things, because although it was just like a little pinch in my uterus, it got a little bit worse coming home. Like it was so sore. I couldn't move properly. The balloons felt like very uncomfortable, like, and she said just come back in 24 hours, so to come back at like 12:30 the next day. I said okay, no problem, I'll come back the next day at 12:30. I went home, and before we went home, mind you, we were driving in the parking lot to come out because we had to drive at the top part because there was no parking. This man decided to whip around the corner and almost hit us, and my husband's like, yo, you didn't see us driving? You need to look both ways. I have kids in the car and my wife is pregnant. Atara. He was so mad. Like, he was so mad. And worse, because he had to swerve the car and did a sudden stop. I was in so much pain from everything else. Then on top of that, being uncomfortable with the balloons and stuff like that. Oh my God, it was like the worst. I think that was like the worst pain that I felt, was like while it was in. I think like putting it in, like the process of doing it didn't hurt, but to have it like just sitting there on your cervix was like one of the worst. And I still feel like the pain tolerance wasn't even as bad as like, I'm gonna tell you guys just now, because moving forward from that, the man apologized, whatever. He didn't make it a scene. He didn't make it a problem. We just went home, got something to eat, and then it started kicking in. Here, baby. It started kicking in, but it was like, obviously you're feeling contractions. It's nothing like, it's a contraction that you're feeling. So anytime you feel like something is like paining you down there, because it's supposed to be sore for like 4 hours. The lady said it's going to be sore for 4 hours, and then you'll be okay for the rest of the night. I was not okay for the rest of the night, but like I said, like everyone's tolerance is different. For me, after the 4 hours, after the soreness, the contractions started right after, and even during. So I was like sitting there like saying, like breathing, and like with me, when I'm in pain, I like to go, woo. So I'm sitting in the bed, just laying there, every second, every like, I was counting them, because they were contractions. I know they were contractions. Can't tell me they weren't contractions, because they might have not been every like 5 minutes, every second or whatever, but it was like the early stages of having contractions. So it was like every 10 minutes, then I went to every 15, then I went to every 20. Like it was slow, but like as I felt them, I knew they were contractions, because I never felt like this before. And I know it wasn't ligament pain. I know it wasn't the pelvic pain. It was a lot of pressure that I was feeling too. And every time it came and then it passed, I would just breathe through it. But I didn't cry. Like it wasn't a type of pain where you would cry. Like it just felt like really strong period cramps, right? And I did that all by myself up until it was time to go in for the next day. I started bleeding. A little bit of mucus came out. Are you done? A little bit of mucus came out. Like a little bit of spotting. It wasn't bad. Come to find out, I'm on my way there the next day. I'm on my way to the hospital now. And they call me and they're like, you were supposed to take out the balls from 2 hours ago. the balloon from 2 hours ago. I said, excuse me? The doctor told me that the nurse told me to come in for 12:30. I'm just outside. I'm just finding some parking. She's like, you were supposed to be here from 10:45. I said, she never told me that. Because if she told me that, I would have been there bright and early, because the way how the pressure was getting worse.
The pressure is getting worse.
Like worse, like so bad. Like I was like, but I can handle it. Like my pain tolerance is pretty high, so I wasn't crying. I was just in a lot of like soreness pain, and I just wanted the balloons out. So when I would pee, it'd be fine to pee, but I just wanted the balloons to come out. Like it was just so uncomfortable. I hated it. And it was actually one of the best decisions I've ever did, to be honest, but I hated it. Are you done? Are you done for true? Okay. You gonna burp? So, yeah. And then, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. So the nurse admitted me in, and they're like, okay, take everything off everything off, put on your gown and everything. When I reached there, when I got up into the room and stuff, the labor and assessment unit, and so after that, I took everything off, got everything ready. So she checked to see, just to tug on it to see if it was okay to come out. When she pulled that thing out, oh my God, it felt like I went into labor twice. Like, it felt like I had a baby twice. One time, like, and it was so big. Like, the balls were like this big for each ball. When I searched it up, they said that it was going to be a small one at the bottom, or a small one at the top, and a big one at the bottom. They were both the same size, and they were huge. I wish I took a picture so I could, like, actually not show you guys, obviously not, but like to see, like, because she kind of threw it away so quick. My mucus plug was like all over it and everything, and I was leaking blood, and water was coming out a little bit. So I'm here thinking, like, you know, I thought my water broke, but it didn't break at all. So we were waiting for the doctor to basically check my cervix to see how far I was, and that's when you guys see us in that room. If you guys haven't watched my labor and delivery video, watch that video before you watch this one. The doctor came now. It was like about an hour and a half, because she was in an emergency C-section. You want Nana? You want Nana? You want to say hello? Jaja. Jaja, you want to say hello? Say hi. Oh God. She ended up coming, and she checked my cervix and everything. She let me know the procedures, and that how she does, to let me know that I'm aware that there's like a low chance of there's going to be a rupture in my uterus, because I'm doing vaginal birth versus me going through C-section again. But I said I'm aware, and I will take my chances of giving birth vaginal, because I'm not going through C-section again. I was just not doing it. No. So when she checked my cervix, this is what happened. She checked my cervix, and I don't know what happened, but the pain that I felt just by her hands going all the way out there, I nearly screamed. I almost, that's what brought me to tears. I don't know where that pain came from, and it wasn't like a contraction pain. It wasn't like a contraction pain. It was like she like shoved her fingers right up in there, and it's like it hurt so bad to the point where I had to slide in the bed. Like, I was crying. She's like, okay, you're about 3 centimeters, which is typically normal for the induction process. So we're gonna admit you and get you started on some Pitocin. I said, okay. So I started searching up Pitocin, because I'm like, what the fuck is Pitocin? Like, what is that? Come to find out, it's something that's to push it faster, to make the contractions come faster. So I said, oh God. I said, okay, so this is really happening. This is really happening. This is really happening. I was so nervous, but we waited until there was a room ready for us. And then the nurse that we had, the very first nurse that we had, oh my God. If you guys watch the next the labor video, you would know, like, I was complaining about the nurse that we had, because when she came in and she saw that we were BLACK, it was like she just had like the worst thing for us. I'm moving a little forward. The nurse before that took the balloon out of us, she actually tried to put the IV in front of me, but it didn't work. So she's like, I'm not gonna keep trying and then bruise you up, because 2 years ago when I had the twins, they bruised me from my hands they bruised me on both sides. If you see that black mark right there, that was one of the bruises. Like, that was one of the scars. You want a cracker? So we finally get into our new room. We finally get into our new room. She's just asking us questions, and we're talking to her, letting her know whatever, everything, answering the questions that she wanted, that she was asking us. And the way how she was just responding, the way how she spoke to us, it was just so rude. She was just rude, and like, I just did not like her. I didn't like the way how she approached me. I didn't like the way how she was talking. So I asked her, I'm like, what time are you leaving today? She's like, I tried to make it like, more professional. I was like, yo, you guys have been working here for a long time, huh? I hear that you guys work for 12-hour shifts. She's like, yeah, it's very, very long and it's tiring. After a certain amount of hours, you get tired. I said, I understand. What time are you finished today by any chance? She told me she was finished at 7:30. Mind you, it was like 5 o'clock. I was like, oh. I was like, 3 hours left with you? And that was prior, because I had already I was with her for like an hour prior to that. So like 4 hours with her was like, she was just so mean, like so mean. She did my IV, did good though. She did her good one, her big one with the IV, but still, like, she was just so like stuck up. Like, she just was not having it. She was not happy. She was nothing. I was like, okay. Fast forwarding, it was 7 o'clock now. The new nurse comes in. And she's like, hi. She's all cheery and jerry. I'm like, oh my God, thank God. I was like, finally, I have a nurse that's more nicer, like, And then, so she comes in, she introduced herself. She's like, I'll be your nurse for the nighttime. I said, okay, no problem. I said, the other one is kind of mean, so I'm glad that you're here and I'm not with her for the whole night, because me being in pain and her being my nurse, it just wasn't going to work out. So I'm kind of glad, like, And she's like, I'm so sorry your experience was bad for the last 4 hours. I said, it's okay, no problem, whatever. I know it's like a lot for nurses that work long hours in healthcare, like, So moving forward now, they start me on Pitocin, and the Pitocin is not even working at this point. Like, the doctor comes in, she checks my cervix one more time. That shit hurt again, like a bitch. And she's like, okay, we're gonna break your water. I said, okay, no problem. Why did the doctor leave? Her shift was done and she didn't break my water. So while they keep putting up the Pitocin levels up and up and up and up and up, I'm not feeling anything. I'm able to still walk. I'm able to still breathe. I'm not feeling nothing. I'm not feeling nothing, like nothing at all. And I'm like, why? I'm like, what's going on? She's like, some people's pain tolerance is just a little different. I was like, okay. So the new doctor ends up coming in. The nighttime doctor comes in. She checks my cervix, and I'm still in pain because I'm like, bro, from the last 3 times with the last doctor, she kind of bruised me. Like, not bruised me, but she kind of like, she made it kind of more sore than it was already sore. So when she checked, she's like, okay, we're not going to do nothing. I said, bro, if you guys are going to break my water, at least give me the epidural then. I felt the contractions from the day before and whatnot. But Her fingers alone at that point down there was so throbbing and sore. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take it. I had to take the epidural. And it was like, after I took the epidural and she waited about a half an hour. Atara! After they gave me the epidural, I just checked my cervix. She waited a half an hour, whatever. It didn't kick in as fast as it should. When she checked my cervix again, I still felt everything. So I was like so in pain. And then she's like, okay, the water's broken. They broke the water. Quick time, whatever. I want to say the epidural experience, I had the spinal for the twins, so I kind of know what it feels like. But this epidural was different because they were putting stuff, like something to line up on my back, and then he stuck a little tube thing. He stuck a little small tube thing in my back. So I think I felt that the most. It wasn't bad, but like it was like holy shiznits. So yeah. And then for some odd reason, I felt my right leg and parts of my other side getting numb, but my left leg wasn't numb. So I'm supposed to feel everything. I'm not supposed to feel nothing from the waist below, from the stomach below. Why only my right leg was getting all the medication. So as they're turning up the epidural, it's like I'm only feeling it in my right leg. So I'm like, okay, my right leg is very heavy. It's starting to get really heavy, and like I'm not liking it because I feel like I'm paralyzing my leg. She's like, it's normal. I said, okay, but I'm still feeling the contractions. They're not bad, but I'm feeling the contractions. She's like, do you feel this one? I said, no. She's like, well, that was a big one. I was like, okay, but I could still feel some of the contractions. And I'm looking at the page, and I said, that wasn't a big one. The last one was bigger, because the last one had like a big, huge triangle and went down. The other one had like a little triangle and done. She's talking about that was big. The new nurse, the new nurse I'm talking about. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on with you nurses. In my head, I'm like, bro. So I'm still feeling the contractions on my left side. Like I'm still feeling it. And I'm like, bro, can I get like the peanut ball? She's like, oh, sometimes the peanut ball doesn't really work. Try the pillow. I said, okay. So I tried the pillow, and the pillow still didn't work. I needed the peanut ball. Because I knew once I got that peanut ball, everything would have shut down that night. I would have had the baby from like the night of, if I had that pillow, that peanut ball, sorry. So I went the whole night feeling pain. The anesthesiologist, whatever the fuck his name is, the person is, came back and put more dosage into my back so that I can start feeling it on both sides. I still never felt it on both sides. I still felt it on the one side. And as they kept putting more into it, the more my leg felt like it was like 700 pounds. That's how heavy it felt. I couldn't even lift it up at that point. I was like, okay, I need help turning. I need help this. I can't feel nothing on the side of my leg. I felt so like dead from that side. And I felt like everything on the left side. I was getting real irritated because I'm like, bro, just give me the peanut ball because I need to level out the pain in my like area down there. She wouldn't give it to me. The whole night, I'm in pain. Because now the contractions are getting more severe. So when she checked me again, she's like, oh, you're around 6 centimeters. I said, I feel that. I'm 6 centimeters because I can feel him coming. What do you mean you can feel him coming? I said, I can feel him coming. I can feel it. Like, I feel it. Are you sure it's not pressure? It's just pressure you're feeling. I said, no, I can feel it. Like, I can actually feel it. Every time the contraction came, his head slid down more. Like, I can feel it. I'm just not feeling it on the right side, but I'm feeling it on the left side. I can feel him coming. So I took a nap for a little bit because I had to. I just slept through the pain because when I'm in pain, because me, I have very severe period cramps anyways. So when I had the period cramps, I normally just sleep through them. So I slept through it. My mom and my husband were there with me. My mom had to leave because her husband ended up having to go somewhere in the morning. So my mom actually didn't even get the chance to see the birth of Amari, which kind of hurt me. And I was like, you know what, it's okay, it's whatever. She has to go back and watch my other two kids. Whatever, it's fine. So she left now. It was like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning now. She left, that nurse left after being with us the whole night and not really much of a help, just monitoring me. So there's these two black nurses, one Jamaican. I think they're both Jamaican, but the one that was screaming at me, because everyone keeps saying, who is that lady screaming at you? It was the Jamaican nurse. And I personally feel like she was my grandmother that came down and came into her spirit for a little bit, because I know for a fact my mom wasn't there and it was just me and my husband, and she helped me. Like, I will forever, if I can go back and find her, I would bring her a whole bouquet of roses and some chocolate and a gift or something, because she was the best. Her and the other nurse were the best two nurses I have ever had the whole entire night. There was this other nurse that I had that was working with the nurse that was monitoring me. She was really good too, because she actually was like trying to help me and such, but she had to also go somewhere else because she wasn't assigned to me. So that's why it was a little hard. She was just covering breaks basically, and that type of nurse. But the two nurses in the morning, the doctor comes in, she feels my cervix again, and she's like, yeah, you're still 4 centimeters, but if you stretch it, it'd be 6 centimeters. I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at the nurse, and the Jamaican nurse is looking at me. She's like, okay, no problem. We'll just get her settled in. We'll wait a little bit longer. The nurse from the night before that was helping me, she told me personally, like, if you can tell her, like, you know, just keep it in for a little bit longer. Just stay for a little bit longer just to see if there's any progression, right? Moving back a little bit, when the doctor didn't break my water, the new doctor that came in, she was like, why wasn't her water broken yet? And the nurse was like, oh, the doctor had left. And then she's like, well, that's why the Pitocin isn't working, because the water is supposed to be broken. And that's when that's when she broke the water. That's when I started feeling everything. Oh my gosh, Amari. Moving back to the morning now. When the nurse, I said, please, can I please get the peanut ball? She's like, of course. I'm getting it right now. You didn't even have to ask. I was actually going to go get it. I was just setting you up nice. I was like, oh my God, thank God. And then I felt back the contraction. She's like, you can feel the contraction? I said, yes. She's like, okay, hold on. So before she left, I was crying because I'm like, I don't want to do a C-section. Like, it wasn't a nice recovery the last time I had a C-section. She's like, it's okay. You know, giving me the prep talk, letting me know, like, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Even if you get the C-section, you know, everything will be okay. Whatever, you know, just prep talking me and everything and whatever. But she's like, we're going to get this baby out for you. Don't you worry. I'm going to get you that peanut ball. She left, she got me the peanut ball. Her and RJ had to flip me on both sides, help me out with my leg. My leg was so numb, like so numb. I couldn't move it. I couldn't move it at all. And they went through like 3 or 4, maybe 5 bags of epidural drips. And I kept feeling it all. I wasn't crying. I was just in pain, because like, you're in pain during labor regardless. Here. You're in pain during labor regardless, right? So it's like, it's not something that you can joke around with. Like, a human being, a baby, is literally coming out of your downstairs. So she came and she got the balloon. Her and my Jane lifted my legs up, put the balloon under, and then put the balloon under me now. And I kept feeling the contractions even more now, and they're coming back to back to back. It's like, it's not even like just 2 seconds or 10 seconds. Now they're coming every 10 not 2 seconds, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or even like a minute. They're coming back seconds, back to back to back to back to back. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I could feel them. I could feel them. I could feel them. And she's like, okay, let me check your cervix. She took the balloon out and she laid me on my back. Her and Reggie laid me on my back. And she checked my cervix. She's like, oh my God. She's like, he's right there. You are 9 centimeters. You're about to have this baby. I said, what do you mean I'm about to have this baby? She just said I was 4. She's like, no. I knew you weren't going to have this. I knew you were 4 centimeters. You're acting, saying that you're in pain and everything like that. Yeah, you're about to have this baby. You're about to be 5 centimeters. So we're going to start 10 centimeters. We're about to start you on practice pushing. I said, okay. I was so nervous because I'm like, oh my God, I've never done this before. She's like, just push. Push. And that's when you guys started hearing her say, harder and more. Yo, she was the best nurse ever. Like, the best. Like, the best. As my mom left, because she stayed the whole night. As she left at 8 o'clock, she should have just stayed for the hour more. She should have just stayed for the hour more. Because as she left, literally, she's like, oh, the nurse is like, can you call back the grandma? So Reggie called back my mom, and she's like, and he's like, oh, can you turn back and come real quick? She's having a baby now. My mom's like, what? I just got here. I was like, oh God. I was so sad. I think that's what brought tears to my eyes, because like I was really pushing it more for my mom to see, because she didn't get to see the twins being born, obviously, because I had the C-section, right? So I was like, okay, I purposely did this vaginal birth so that she can see the birth of the baby. But nonetheless, it's okay. It's whatever. It is what it is. She still gets to be with her grandson regardless, and be with all of her grandkids anyways, right? So as she's pushing, we started practice pushing from 8:30. Just practice pushing, and then we were waiting for the doctor. The doctor came in at 9 o'clock. I had the baby 9:15. 9:15 I had the baby. It didn't take me long. 45 minutes. So they're like, oh, some people take like, not even, because I was practice pushing for the half an hour from 8:30 to 9. I was practice pushing. They were just checking to see if I can push. As the doctor came in, and she's like, whoa, the head's out already. That's when you hear her saying, that's when you hear the nurse saying, look at the top, you can see his head, pretty hair. So I was like, wow, that's actually crazy. Like, my life, I was in so much pain. I was all pinching my husband. I was pinching him up. Because the pain, it was like, it hurt, but like nothing hurted more than the contractions itself. Like, pushing felt so good. Like, every time I had to push, it felt so good. I didn't feel the contraction when I pushed. So when I had him 9:15, everything was good after that. After I had him, they didn't suck out the mucus out of his chest. So that's why you hear him congested a bit. So I don't know. I have to go and take him to the doctors for that. Because it's been about a month now since he's been acting like this. And the doctor said it was fine. And I'm like, no, it's not fine. But moving forward, I forgot to even add, like, after I gave birth and everything, like, the doctor had put this little tampon thing inside to like absorb majority of the blood, right? She said it's okay, by 4 o'clock you should be able to take it out. I'm like, okay, no problem, 4 o'clock, no problem. I'm not gonna have that in for so long, plus the catheter and all of those things, right? Why 8 o'clock passed, 6 o'clock passed, and I'm asking the nurse, I'm like, are you gonna let the doctor know that she needs to take out this thing out of me, right? She's like, oh, it's supposed to be 8 hours. I said, 8 hours. I said, no. She said 4 o'clock. Take that out at 4 o'clock. I said, no. She said 4 o'clock. She's like, no, it's 8 hours, which is 8 o'clock. I said, 8 o'clock? You want me to have this plus the catheter in for 8 o'clock? And I can really sit down? And the epidural wore off? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm so confused. Like, I'm like, bro, she needs to call her now. Mind you, she didn't come to like, no, it was actually supposed to be for 6 o'clock that she was supposed to come in, take it out, supposedly, but she said 4. but she was supposed to come in for 6 o'clock. She didn't come till 8. And the new nurse that they switched, because I'm telling you, even after I went over to the other side, the nurses were just so clueless. And one of them were very rude. Oh my God. I had to cuss off this lady so bad. I reported her, but we're going to get into that in just now. So she came finally, and the new nurse that came after the other nurse that told me that I had to wait till 6 o'clock or whatnot, she finally comes in and she takes out, and she's like, oh, I'm here to help you, give you do your vitals and everything, and give you your medication or whatever. I said, okay. So then the doctor walks in. I'm like, oh my God, you're here to take it out? Thank God. So my best friend and Roger are sitting there, and they're just watching everything that's happening, and she's slowly taking out the string little by little, and then she just goes woof, and she rips out the fucking tampon thing, and I screamed. Like, it hurt so bad. I felt like she ripped out one of the stitches with it. Like, I don't know, like there was so much blood after, and it was just so painful. I didn't cry, but it was painful. I felt like everything just like, my body just felt hot right after. After she took that out, the rank ignorant nurse took out the catheter, and I was able to go pee for the first time after all of that happened. And God, let me get onto this nurse now. The nurse that took out the catheter, oh my gosh, she was just so rude for no reason. Like, she brought us a paper to write down Amari's name, for everything, to register him for the health card and everything like that, right? We didn't have a pen. Obviously, we don't have a pen, because if you're bringing a piece of paper for us to sign, don't you think you would bring a pen, right? So my husband's like, can you go get us a pen? We don't have a pen. She's like, well, the pen's at the front. So I jump in and I said, so why didn't you bring the pen with the paper? That doesn't make any sense, because who are you giving attitude to, number one? Number two, don't talk to my husband like that. Number three, I'm a cougar when I'm not cougar, sorry. I'm a tiger. Like, I'm a lion when it comes to my husband. Like, you're gonna talk to him a certain way, I'm gonna talk to you the same way you talk to my husband. Don't fuck with me. Do not play with me. Do not play with me. I am not one of those. I am not. I refuse to sit here and allow anybody to talk to my husband like that. Are you crazy? No. So I was like, so can you kindly go and get the pen? So she comes back and she flings the pen. I said, did you have to fling it? I was like, okay, no worries. I'll get you back. Trust me, I'll get you back. I said, that was strike 2. I said, if she comes again with this fucking attitude, I swear to God, I'm reporting her again. I'm gonna report her. So I go back after I done signed the paper, and I speak to a different nurse, and she's trying to talk to me. I said, yeah, I'm done writing the paper. Here you go. And she's like, I ripped off the part that I was supposed to keep. I said, here you go. I flung it back at her, and I flung the pen the same way. I said, thanks for your help. And I walked away. Then now, I'm disappointed in the room that they gave us afterwards, because I'm here thinking like the person that we were sharing with had a little PP container at the bottom. And the only reason why I know about the PP container is because when I had a C-section with the twins last year, or 2 years ago, sorry, they had us pee in this little container, and you had to pee a certain amount for us to pass to go home, right? So that was there. But when I told the next person to move it out of the bathroom, because it was close to the toilet, and I didn't want to like pee and use the toilet. Like, I cleaned down everything, but I didn't want to like touch that. You know what I mean? I don't want to touch that. So I waited for him to take out the stuff. I went back in there, and it's still there. I'm like, oh, is that not your spouse's or your girlfriend's or whatever, right? And he's like, no, that's not mine. That's not ours. I said, what do you mean it's not yours? I said, if it's not yours and it's not mine, whose the fuck is it? Because who the fuck is it? Like, what the fuck? You're supposed to clean the place before new patients go into the room. Am I right or am I wrong? Like, please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I was so confused. So me being the good patient and going to a nurse and saying, can you please have the cleaning lady clean out the bathroom? Because apparently the PP container is not mine, and it's not my roommate's either that I'm sharing with. The person I'm sharing with is not hers either. It's just sitting there with someone else's piss in there, someone else's urine in there. So I'm like, I don't want that there. You guys are using the bathroom constantly. Y'all are nasty. I'm not using the bathroom there. So she had an attitude. She said, well, what do you want me to do? I said, well, I want you to tell the cleaning lady to clean. Thank you very much. That's your job, no? She's giving a bunch of attitudes. She told the lady, and the lady went in, in and cleaned the bathroom. Mind you, she left the container there. So I said, the container's still in there. And she didn't clean the bathroom properly because I watched her and she didn't even clean the toilet seat. She said she told me that she cleaned in there. The nurse is saying this. The nurse is like, oh, she told me she cleaned in there. I said, were you in there? She's like, pardon me? I said, were you in the room while she was cleaning? She's like, no. I'm like, so how the hell are you supposed to know that she cleaned the bathroom and I'm standing right there and I'm in the room? Make it make sense. Well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I said, excuse me? I said, I'm going to use a different washroom. So I went to the front desk. I'm like, is anybody a manager for that lady over there? She's like, I am. Hi. I said, good. I'm talking to you. I complained about her. Big complaint. I complained. I said, I don't want her taking care of me. I don't want her taking care of me. I will take care of myself. I don't want nothing to do with her. If I'm gonna be doing this all night, I don't want her near me because she's so rude. She flung pen at me. She disrespected my husband. You know, a lot of things. Like, I just had a baby and she's expecting me to get up and walk. Like, why is she so disrespectful? Her shift just started. I don't understand. Like, you know, I was just so I felt so disrespected and I was so upset because I'm like, there's no way in hell. I just left giving birth and a nurse was disrespectful to me while I was giving birth. And then you want to come and turn around and give me disrespect even after I just gave birth. There's no way in hell this is going to happen again. So what I did, I walked right down to the labor and delivery area where I gave birth to go and talk to the old staff that helped me the night before. Ooh, I'm gonna get copywritten. So after that, she barely came in my room, but she came in my room because she had to. The manager said there was no other one to help me out, but she came in and said that the nurses are supposed to take out the container. I said, well, she's a nurse, right? She's my nurse. She's supposed to take care of me, but she didn't take out the container. And I didn't know I didn't know that a nurse is supposed to take out the container, not the cleaning lady, right? So, and the cleaning lady didn't do her job anyway. So I was really upset about that. Not to mention, I went back and I said, so you're a nurse and you're supposed to take out the thing and you're arguing with me? I said, I hope you lose your job. I swear to God. I said, I hope you lose your job. Because there's no reason for you to be working here and you're not doing your job properly. Like, at all. You have me, I could catch infection. I just had a baby. My vagina's wide open. Like, it's wide open. Any type of germs can go in there right now. And you have the nerve, the audacity to come sit there and talk about, oh my God, I totally missed out. I missed out a part. When I argued with her, she was like, after she said, what do you want me to do? I said, no. I said, I'm going to use, after she said, what do you want me to do? I said, well, I don't want you to do anything because clearly you didn't do anything in the first place. I said, I'm going to go use the bathroom somewhere else. She's like, well, it's not touching you. I said, excuse me. When the lady said that the container is not touching me, I was like, excuse you? I said, who are you talking to? I said, do you realize who you're speaking to right now? I don't think you understand. Like, you met with the wrong person. I said, you don't know who the fuck you're messing with. And now that you just said that, I'm going to make your life a living hell. The manager had to come take out my IV because I said, I don't want her touching me. I don't want her giving me taking out my IV. I don't want her doing nothing towards me. I don't want nothing. She came in at 2 o'clock in the morning, asked me if I wanted medication. I said, sure. I said, just place it right there. I don't want you handing me nothing. I want to make sure I see stuff. I want to see what you're handing me first. I was so mad and I was ignorant towards her because she was ignorant towards me and my husband the whole time. But anyways, that was a little clip that I need to add in. That was the story of what went down in my labor and delivery video. Because you guys didn't really see much, but that's the raw story of what happened. I do want to appreciate you guys for showing a lot of love in my video. I may not have much likes, but like it means a lot to me. And I really appreciate you guys viewing it and liking it and sharing your comments and everything like that. Like, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment, because I'm always going to respond back, and I love everybody's feedback, good or bad. I don't care. I'm just doing this just to try something out. This is actually just my diary, because I'm gonna start being a solo parent soon when hubby goes back to work full time. So I need something to do, and I need other mothers to relate to me and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that I'm starting to build this community that I have here. Although it's very small, I know it's gonna grow bigger. And this year is the year where I'm going to plan to make my page grow. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Only thing that's saving you is the heart of a woman.